We're not allowed in here right now.
It's behind the door. Whew. Thought I was gonna get away. Don't go in there.
We have to come clean, and we should also clean. Today's story is about exposing our darkest secret, our hoarding problem, or what we like to refer to it as, the spread of the plague. Collecting video games is chaotic. You buy all this cool stuff, but what do you do with the boxes? Or items that you have no space to display? Throw them in the trash? No! You jam them up in a tiny closet. Jam after jam after jam. You gradually create a monster without even realizing it. Until one day you can barely find space to store a Donkey Kong Pez dispenser. Embarrassed by the creation that you inadvertently constructed, you lock up the storage closet and avoid the hard facts that you are a filthy hoarder.
Well, at least we are. Some collectors out there have their priorities straight and know a little something about organization. Or they just, throw away pointless shit. Yeah, we are pretty bad at doing that. Like, for some reason, I just can't get myself to throw away my Ballistic Lip Moisturizer holiday collection box. I mean, come on, it was from Santa.
Our whole closet situation is simply not acceptable. Like, look at this. Why do we still have the empty boxes of our first Amiibo? We remember thinking Amiibo was an insanely cool product and collector's piece when they first came out in 2014. We own a considerable amount of Amiibo. The point is, we kept every single box. Now, there's three types of Amiibo collectors. The ones who keep them sealed, the ones who open to display or actually use them, and the ones who make customs. We're the displayer type, with a pinch of sealed. Every time we open one of these things, we slowly start on the corner, delicately running our fingers across the edge of the plastic, ensuring we don't peel the art. No matter what, the back must stay intact. The two of us would often say to each other that perhaps one day, these boxes could be worth something. Yeah, because who in the world would be willing to drop money on a smashed Diddy Kong Amiibo box with the back ripped off? Or our Kirby one with scotch tape on it as we desperately try to keep the back attached like fools. What crazy person would want to buy such a stupid thing? Oh my god, we're gonna be rich! This is exactly why we are exposing the hideous monster that lurks inside our closet. We got scammed out of all of our money after we purchased a fake copy of Yoshi's Story International version. We needed to make our money back fast, so that we could buy ourselves a cool video game before Christmas. The two of us can't get ourselves to let go of our actual games, but luckily there might be just a few hidden gems buried in this dump hole that's worth selling. Thus began the dreadful ascent up Hoarder Mountain. We took this opportunity to finally do a bit of organization and self-help as we realized how ridiculous we are for keeping so much junk. So we made 4 piles: the sell pile, keep pile, donate pile, and the trash pile. It's time to finally let go. God, this is gonna be so hard. Okay, so keeping some boxes isn't that bad, like controller ones for example. Not Pikachu Happy Meals. Who wants a french fry? Everyone loves themed controllers. The art looks amazing, the colors are more exciting, and the special editions act like prized display pieces in your collection. And then you look at the cardboard it comes in and damn, they are just as beautiful. Normal people display decor like houseplants or live, laugh, love signs. But we prefer Joy-Con boxes. We used to have our cardboard displayed in our game room. However, due to more and more impulse buying, we ran out of space for most of our boxes. We could have recycled them instead of leaving them to rot in the darkness in our closet, but we kind of care about their feelings. We grew up towards the end of the cardboard age of gaming. Video games came in cardboard, which to a 4-year-old meant total destruction. Yeah, you Nintendo kids who grew up during the plastic age of gaming had it easy. You just rip off the plastic and open the case. Little to no problems. Easy. Us cardboard kids were too stupid to grasp the fundamentals to properly unfasten a Game Boy Advance game. We'd rip that shit up like there was no tomorrow, and then immediately toss it in the trash together with the Christmas wrapping paper. Like it was nothing. Hoarding these boxes is how we pay homage to the ones that were tragically lost during our childhood. Ah man, but just imagine if we still had our original Pokemon Sapphire and Emerald boxes, or our Ocarina of Time and Mario Party boxes displayed on our shelves. Those nostalgic memories of opening up those special games on Christmas mornings would feel like they just happened yesterday. Which is why I cherish my Nintendo DS box that I got on Christmas in the 4th grade. Even if it's smashed and has a yellow Sharpie drawn on the back, you can just tell the devil inside of me wanted to annihilate this box. And you can also call us demons for keeping not only controller boxes, but console ones as well. Though we argue preserving console boxes isn't nearly as bad as holding on to controller ones. How can you look at us in the eyes and tell us to throw away our Wii U Wind Waker Special Edition box?
You're a monster.
All these console boxes have their own unique story attached to them. I will never forget that wild journey we underwent to get ourselves a Nintendo Switch on launch day. We're surprised we still have our original Wii box from 2008. You know, it really makes us wonder how different our lives would have been if we possessed the original boxes of our older consoles.
Nah, I think we'd still be the exact same human beings we are today. Oh yeah, no doubt.
We salute those who hoard boxes. It makes collecting and buying consoles more exciting when a seller provides its original box. Sure, it may be a tad bit more expensive, but it adds an extra layer of authenticity to your collection. Our PS3 arrived in a busted up, plain old cardboard box, and it wasn't even that fun opening it up. Another reason why we've kept some boxes over the years is because of the rare chance of selling the item complete in box. We don't want to end up like that PS3 fool if we ever decide to sell our Super Nintendo Mini that's still complete in box. Finally, a box in here that contains a physical item and not stale air. Alright, this is a little awkward. We already have a SNES Mini on box and displayed in our game room, so why the hell do we have another? What are we, scalpers?
No, we're twins.
We thought we were gonna get our own and play them separately. That never happened. So it was stored away, but we think it deserves a nice loving home.
Alright, is anyone else getting sick and tired of us obsessively talking about boxes? We've said that word, what, 31 times? Let's talk about the video games, man. Yeah, we got video games in here.
See? Right here. Oh, yeah, no, those were just empty collector's edition boxes. But trust us, they're around here somewhere. Why the f*** do we have a box of golf balls?
Boom, see? Right there, we told you.
The mystifying bag of games. Now, you might be wondering, why is there a bag full of games locked away inside a dark closet? And how can a couple of collectors like us not give them a proper home on our shelf? Because these games suck ass. There's collectors out there who will latch on to any game, doesn't matter how bad or cheap they are. They'll dig their grimy claws deep into them for the sake of expanding their collection. Mad respect. For us, we typically collect games that we are interested in playing. So then why the f*** do we have games like Jimmy Neutron? Nostalgia plays a role in a majority of our trash games. We have no excuse as to why we own Ben 10 on the Wii. Yeah, anyway, let's move past that and focus on the mystery bag. A while back, around 2013, our brother came home from work and slammed down this grocery bag full of games. His coworker was getting rid of some of his old games and gave this bag to our brother. Our bro thought we'd appreciate them more, so he passed them on to us. So let's take an old gander at what's inside. Super Mario Galaxy? One of the best video games of all time? We own the Nintendo Selects version, so wouldn't it be kinda cool to own the standard? Gee, thanks a lot, Andy. Hey, Drive Parallel Lines might be a good game. But how are we ever gonna find out? This bag reeks of discless games. What are we supposed to do with these? No point in checking if Call of Duty has its disc inside. If it did, we'd still abandon it. Now, there are some really good games in here like Mario Super Sluggers and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. These titles are fantastic. So why are they in the bag? Well, because we already own them. The other games that actually have their discs inside are just garbage games. We don't want no Mickey Mouse game hogging up our space on our shelves. We did give Shaun White a shot since it's compatible with the Wii Balance Board, but I don't know, just wasn't fun. Okay, we aren't that cruel. I mean, look, we gave some games that were in this bag a home. We've only seen one Star Wars movie, so we're not actually sure why we kept these ones. And not 1080 snowboarding. Oh yeah, because the disc couldn't read. Wonder why. Oh my god, Andrew! What'd you do to your games? How did these end up like this? Why do they look like they've been played more on a record player than the console? Well, to our surprise, they all worked, except for 1080. Although, let's try one more time before we throw it away for good. Huh. It works. If we gave these games a roof over their heads, then perhaps it's time to do the right thing. This story is all about changing. So, it was at that moment that Matt and I had a change of hearts. That's not the last of the games that lurk within the darkness. Introducing the bucket of misfit games. Games that don't belong on our shelves. Like Just Dance 3 for the Wii, the Target exclusive edition. Holy shit. Are we insane for throwing it in here? So for Christmas in 2011, Mike received Okami, I was gifted Super Mario Galaxy, our older bro got Skyward Sword, and our sister got Just Dance 3. The three things in life we despise the most are dancing, Just Dance games, and Ubisoft E3 Just Dance performances. All this game has done was cause great harm and utter embarrassment to our Wii shelf. Sorry sis, but it was only right for us to banish it. I mean, does Just Dance really deserve this? We just gave those other games a home. Why not Just Dance? Right in someone else's closet. Spyro's Ripped to Rage for PS1? Ooh, yeah, it doesn't work. Now, these games work just fine, but we already own them all. Anyone up for a quick game of Guess That Game? It's a yellow cartridge. Is it Donkey Kong Land? No, it's Pokemon Yellow. Duh. Which game would you rather have to display in your collection? Next up, we have a gray standard GBA game. It can be anything. Time's ticking. Sonic Advance 2. I don't know, just looks ugly without the label. Hey, look at that. Animal Crossing New Leaf. We got Sims 2 here. Oh, now we're talking. Some of our childhood computer games. You know, we should properly store these somewhere safe instead of dumping them into an old bucket. Oh, yeah, you got your classics like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Monsters Inc. Pinball, Backyard Baseball, ass Backyard Baseball, The Tortoise and the Hare. One of the best storylines in all of video games. Hot Wheels, another classic. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Oh yeah, Backyard Football. Where are Browns fans at? And Action Replay US Data Disc. Huh, never used this. Oh no. Plug your nose and take a quick peek at this crate full of junk. This is what Scott Cawthorne uses as inspiration to create endoskeletons for his animatronics in f***ing Five Nights. I mean, some of this stuff is okay. There's neat little accessories and collectibles. We just simply don't have anywhere to put them for the time being. Like this Wiimote charge station that our dad got us so that we'd stop taking all of his batteries. There's 3DS charging cradles that we used maybe once or twice. 3DS AR cards that we used once or twice. A Nintendo DS carrying case full of stylus pens. Yeah, we had a short-lived obsession of collecting stylus pens back in the junior high days. Can't forget about the DS headphones and car charger that we used once or twice. Probably don't need this many Sharpies. We also have some cases for DS games lodged in here. Some of these have prizes inside, like plastic Easter eggs. This one contains a micro SD card with who the hell knows what's on here. And this one has, oh my god, I wonder what it is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Game Boy Advance Video. Now, why would we want this to be part of our GBA family? The quality of these digital video cartridges feels like you're being held hostage in the backseat of a car, driving on a rocky road, feeling car sick as hell while fighting off chloroform. It's gross. Get back in there. Ah, shit.
And now, we present to you the burial site of broken controllers and accessories.
This is truly embarrassing to have to show these. It's too late. Look. Look with your pure eyes. They're sticky. Oh, what the hell? There's hair and shit crusted all over them. Is this mold or crusted pizza Pringle dust?
Cheeto dust is overused, so we're just gonna go with Pringle dust.
The L1 button got blasted off from bashing it on the ground because we couldn't beat Cal in NCAA. This was my first and only true gamer rage moment that involved accessory abuse. We had to keep it.
A proud, yet disappointing gaming memory for me.
Our original silver one is in pretty good shape, but it doesn't work. In the summer of 2015, we wanted to bust out our PS2 for the first time in a while, but none of our controls were functionable, so we had to go out of our way to get this piece of shit. Yeah, our only working PS2 controller is a GameStop one. That's messed up, man. Speaking of GameStop, here's a chipped GameStop Xbox controller that's on life support. We attempted to perform surgery on our SNES controller, but failed miserably. Oh, here's our Nintendo 64 memory card that glitched out on us in college. Yeah, that one was all our fault. But instead of throwing it away, we kept it? Okay, now why did we keep our Wiimote sensor bar that's been chewed up by a cat?
Are we gonna say anything about why we have our sister's second generation iPod Shuffle? No.
It goes without saying that we are extremely sentimental. A little too sentimental. This is a receipt for a Captain Falcon amiibo. Good lord, what is wrong with us? Hoarding cardboard is one thing, but holding on to pieces of paper like this list of games we got in 2014 that we stopped tracking 1 month into that year is a little too much. For some bizarre reason, we decided to keep video game wish lists. These lists were from around 2011 to 2015-ish. Admittedly, it's kinda interesting to see if we actually did get some of these games. Still waiting for the day to check off F1 Race of Champions for the Super Nintendo. We got a variety of consoles here. The Sega Genesis, DS, and everyone's favorite, iOS games. We've created so many lists throughout the years, but these are the only ones that survived.
And it just blows our minds that we still don't own Bionicle Heroes. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
Now these are cool and all, but we gotta turn your attention to the granddaddy of our gaming wish list. This is one of our most important pieces of gaming history. We created this mega checklist back in 2012, when we first started to take collecting seriously. We remember writing down the games we wanted in this notebook during the mornings before we left for school. We'd watch reviews while eating our toaster strudels instead of doing some last minute studying for exams. This research arc of ours really opened our eyes to exploring all different kinds of games. It's filled with numerous franchises, including Beyblade. We wrote down specific consoles too. We were so dedicated to wanting a massive collection, we went as far as listing consoles like the TurboGrafx 16 and the Commodore 64, and a few other old school ones. I think this was our catalog for all the video games we owned at one point. And towards the back, we have our famous game completions. This brings back so many great gaming memories from 2012 to 2013. The two of us, along with our older brother, would rate the games that we had just beat. We created a grading system to determine the score of each game. Spirit Tracks was a masterpiece, I guess. Yeah, some of these scores are pretty outrageous. But hey, we simply loved playing games and enjoyed practically everything we played. Like Metroid Other M.
Oh, don't worry, I'm prepared to settle that one in court.
Maybe we'll dissect this list another day, since it was the jumpstart to furthering our passion to beating video games. Alright, let's check out some of our other notebooks. Another video game franchise want list. Not really sure why we made another one. This one is when we roleplayed Pokemon Adventures.
Come on, we were like 12.
Here's a look at my badge case. That is quite the accomplishment. This notebook is from AP History from senior year of high school. Who gives a shit about stupid ass school notes when we have video game notes? Jotting down quick notes or tips adds a unique perspective while gaming. Legend of Zelda games require a dead ass accurate memory bank, since there's no way you can track the locations of the heart pieces you collected. So that's when writing them down comes in handy. Same goes with Scarecrow songs, since the game for some reason doesn't save them. Looking at these brings back a lot of memories, like when we eagerly try to solve a puzzle in Corpse Party. Seeing my Metroid passwords takes me back to the summer nights in the basement with the lights shut off in order to feel immersed in the 8-bit ambience. Now, if we're talking about memories, this piece of paper blasts our ass straight back to the past. This was back when we discovered the world of virtual console games through the Wii Shop channel. It was a magical time exploring the hundreds of games and learning about retro consoles and games that we have never heard of at the time. We spent our summer mornings after cross-country and football practices compiling a list of games that piqued our interests. This piece of paper right here also serves as a vital piece of video game history to us. Oh, and if you love history, then you're gonna love this. Here is when we try to figure out what game we spent the most hours in. Turns out that was a massive waste of time, since we only looked at 14 Wii games. Oh yeah, and we also kept track of our win and loss records for Splatfest that we participated in. Like, who the f cares? Yeah, we were notorious for wasting our time generating lists. Like these lists of games we wanted to play during a certain year or during the summer. Because 9 times out of 10, we managed to only beat like 2 games that we had written down. This one has the Simpsons arcade from a local pizza place. Thank God Beyblade's V-Force was checked off. Alright, so we're almost done sorting out the closet. Just a few more things to go through. Like a stack of gaming magazines and posters that are rolled up and depressed because they aren't hung up. Sorry fellas, but we just ain't got the room for you. Wait a second. There you guys go. Over here we got some food.
What? It's not weird that we hoard gaming-themed food. Hello? There are actually food rations in case of a zombie apocalypse?
Here's a few VHS tapes laying around. Parent Trap? Second Blaze? What are on these tapes? Is this a homemade documentation of someone's drug trips? There's only one way to find out. Yeah, this was before the days of DVR, when we attempted to record every single episode of Pokemon during a marathon. We also have a fair share of classic Pokemon movies and episodes. That's not the only Pokemon related thing in here. Up next is a big old tub filled with toys. We grew up playing with Pokemon figurines with our older brother and sister. The Tomy ones are a huge part of our childhood. Then once the 3rd and 4th generations rolled out, the Pokemon toys were ruined. God damn, look how massive and chunky these things are. Yeah, okay, choking hazards, but we remember absolutely hating these colossal beasts and desperately searched every toy store for small Pokemon figures. Except those trips always ended with empty hands, since we either lost or broke most of our classic figures growing up. We continued our adventures with our older brother to the world of the internet. where we discovered eBay for the first time. We became best friends with the search term Pokemon Toys Lot. Unfortunately, that friendship didn't last long because we always failed to convince our mom to buy one.
We don't know how you kids managed to swipe your parents' credit cards for some Fortnite skins.
Buying stuff online was relatively new and unusual at that time. However, we were able to rekindle that friendship years later when our brother surprised us with a package that was chock full of Pokemon toys from the classic Tomy figures and some that were trying their best to look like Pokemon. Our brother also bought these Yu-Gi-Oh cards on eBay a while back. Time for a tragic tale. We used to own hundreds and hundreds of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that were cherished and loved. Until one summer morning, we randomly decided that we were done liking Yu-Gi-Oh! And regretfully gave our entire collection to our neighborhood friends. They were more obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh! Than we were, meaning they already owned probably 96% of the cards we gave them. We will never make that mistake again with our beloved Pokemon cards. This next shoebox isn't a burial site, but a treasure chest. What you see here is every Pokemon card we own, from the innocent days of our childhood to our man-childhood. Yeah, we plan on properly organizing them, but for now, they're stuffed into this beat-up shoebox. Absolutely no one will touch this treasure trove. No one! We also got a little carried away with collecting Nintendo figures over the past handful of years. Nintendo toys weren't really a part of our childhood growing up. I don't know, we just don't remember seeing any Nintendo figures at Toys R Us. So maybe that's why we grew fond of collecting these. The two of us got tricked a few times into buying World of Nintendo figures since they were located next to the candy bars at the checkout counters. They used to be displayed on our shelves, but after we did some recent rearranging, we didn't really have room for most of them, along with some of our Amiibo. Instead of being crammed away in this closet, there are kids out there who would love to play with these toys. So we decided to part way with some of them. Nostalgia is important to us, so we hope that these toys create great memories for other kids in need. Except the pencils. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Well, our piles were looking good, and our closet was finally able to breathe again after the first time in a long time. All that was left was to go through one more bucket. Come on, why do we have so many boxes of golf balls in here? And that's when we noticed something unusual. Has this door always been here? It's been so long since we've seen the ground and walls in this closet. But we can't remember there ever being a door in here. Right?